Welcome to today's video where I'm showing you my version of making a brand for yourself using Canva. I personally love using Canva for the graphics that I need. I've made everything from logos, Twitch panels, Twitch screens, thumbnails, and even my husband's resume on Canva. Like, I really love using it. I find myself just making random stuff all the time, and I come up with like random business ideas that are never going to come true, but I'm like, oh yeah, let me just make a logo for it. So we're gonna be focusing on 3 things today. The first one is going to be how to find inspiration on Canva. The second one is going to be actually designing your logo and your graphics. We're going to focus on a logo in this video. If you'd like to see other types of graphics and other guides, leave it in the comments below. Then the third thing we're going to be focusing on is how to make a brand kit on Canva. Finding inspiration is really easy on Canva. You can literally search whatever you're looking for. You can search up a specific type of logo you're interested in. You can search Twitch panels, a calendar template, whiteboard templates. Anything you need and anything you could ever think of is on Canva. First, before we do anything, we need to decide what we're making our logo for. So this video is about branding. So we're just gonna say that we're a YouTuber who focuses on cooking, gardening, food reviews, stuff like that. When I'm in my inspiration phase, when I'm looking through Canva for ideas and inspiration, I'm looking for 3 things. I look at fonts, I look at icons, and I look at color schemes. The font is the most important, in my opinion. It's the main thing that people are going to see. That's how they're going to easily recognize your brand. So when I'm sifting through these logo templates, I'm not always looking for like an exact font that I may want to use. I also am looking for font styles and font pairings. For example, if I see a bunch of cursive fonts in these logos, I may lean towards more finding a different cursive font. Sometimes you do find an exact font that you want, and that's perfectly fine. Icons are the second most important thing, in my opinion. Icons are used to help kind of more easily portray what your brand is about and like what you specialize in. So since we're doing a cooking YouTuber, we're gonna see probably a lot of like cooking utensils, flames, maybe some like bakery items, and this will help your audience realize like, oh, this person is dealing with food. And it's really important because you want icons that are cohesive with your content. If not, it's not going to make sense. Your audience is going to be left confused. For example, if you're a gaming channel and your logo ends up being like a Christmas tree, they're not connecting. Nobody's gonna know what you're going for. It's fine that you maybe like Christmas trees, but it's not helpful when you're trying to be a successful brand. So editing Kristen here, the mic is gonna obviously be way different from the video clips that you've just seen. But I forgot to like transition. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Canva now, and you will not see me anymore until the end. And we're gonna show you the inspiration part of it, and then we're gonna move into logo design, and then I'm gonna show you how to make the brand kit. So enjoy. So today we're a cooking brand, so we're gonna see if any of the icons they use create any ideas for ourselves. So we're just gonna type in cooking logo, search. Even if you don't like any icons on these logos or any of the designs, it could create an idea for something you may want to try. For example, some of these have like cooking utensils included, but they're just like the utensils themselves. Like, we're just showcasing utensils, like this one. We just have a spoon, a fork, and a knife. Maybe you don't like this exactly, but maybe you could, for example, change one of the letters in your brand name to resemble a fork or a knife or a spoon or something like that, instead of just having silverware sitting below your text. It's just more interesting and it captures the audience's eye. I do like some of the concepts they have going on. I see a lot of like cooking hats, which could be nice, or chef hats, sorry. I do see a lot of chef hats, so that might be something we lean into. Like I said, silverware or cooking utensils. I'm seeing actual food, which could be nice if you have like a signature ingredient that you use in your content. This one's kind of nice if you want to go minimalistic. It's basic, but it's still kind of like, it's cute, I guess. I think it's cute. Lastly, I look at the color schemes. Most of the logos I'm seeing are kind of leaning into a warm color palette, which makes sense because when you think of food, you think of like a hot stove or boiling water, which is also hot. And sometimes you think of spicy food. So like it makes sense that they're doing like warm tones in their logo. But the thing about colors is you have all of the freedom. You don't have to stick to something. You can pick your favorite colors just because they're your favorite colors. But they do have to be cohesive with your design. You can't put bizarre, harsh neon color and then a slightly less colorful, like your color scheme does have to be cohesive with each other. If you're using more than 1 to 2 colors, they do need to complement each other and they do need to be able to be read. The point of your logo is to portray your brand easily for the audience. If I don't see any color combos that I like, I do 2 things. I either go to this website, not sponsored. So using the website is actually free to just generate a color palette. Like this is fine. If you want to save colors to your profile, then you would have to log in, create an account or log in, and then you could save it. It saves the hex code and then you just name it whatever you want. I don't know what these are. Check contrast, remove color, view shades, drag, copy the hex, and lock it. So like let's say we really like this color but we're not feeling these ones. We can lock this one and it'll change the rest and give you colors that still go with that color. So it is a really nice tool. It's one of the things I will try. If not, if that still doesn't help me, if I'm still lost, then I just randomly go in the color selector and just mess around with it in Canva. So we're just gonna start making our logo. So we're gonna hit logo and it's gonna automatically give you the most common size for a logo. And then if you've never used Canva before, you have your file options here. Right now it's titled Untitled Design Logo. You can keep it like that if that's easier for you. For me, I'm both really I'm really bad at renaming things because I often like forget to do it, but I also really like when things have names because then it's easier for me to like, especially when I'm doing it for myself. If I'm just making random logos for things that like don't exist, I don't really care too much. But if I'm making content related things, I really enjoy having a name because then it's easier for me. So we're just gonna name it Cooking Logo. And then from the file, you can upload, create, settings, accessibility. This is your save button, download. If you wanna scrap the idea, move it to your trash can. And then you can also resize your logo. Let's say we finished our entire logo. Let's say in order to upload it to a certain website, it needed to be a different size. So then we could just either do a custom size with the exact measurements that the website needs, or they have different options. If you wanted to make it an Instagram story, then you could copy and resize so that you can keep this file and then just make a new one. If you just hit resize, it will not save a new one. It will just change the size entirely and you'll only have one file. Here's our blank slate. We don't know what we're going to do yet, so we're just going to look at the inspirations that we saved earlier, which I forgot to show you. So if you go to templates on the side, and then you'll see For You, which is what the Canva algorithm thinks you will enjoy, and then you can see ones that you've starred. And then we go back and quickly show you how to star. So Cooking Logo. If you just hover over the logo or whatever template you're looking at, then you can click this star and it'll save it to your start. So then we go back to our start. As you can see, I have quite a bit of things starred, and that's because I'm using Canva all the time. I'm making random things. I just really like graphic design and like typography, so I really enjoy looking at what people come up with. Like as you can see, we have like a couple of templates for thumbnails, just ideas and different aesthetics. So Canva is really nice when it comes to having a variety of things to like inspire you. Here are the items I starred to help us today with our branding. I really like this one. It's very cute. I'm a big fan of like the little character drawings to like represent a brand. However, I do feel like this is more of a restaurant type of vibe, and that's not what we're going for. You can definitely like use a character for your, like in this example, we're a YouTuber who's doing cooking content. So you could have like a little character, but that's personally, that's not what I would go for, and that's not my style for YouTube. I really like this one. I like the font for this one. This one just has like the simple spoon and fork that's just like sitting above your text, but I really like this font. This one, I don't like the font too much, but I like the layout. I like how there's like a circle to like tie everything together. Again, the spoon and fork is very simple, and then like Mama's Kitchen. Yeah, it's decent, and like this one also, like the same name. They're all good, but I'm unsure what we'll go for today. This one, I really like this one. This kind of goes in with the example I had earlier, where like you could make a letter look like the silverware. The fork is kind of okay. It's kind of weird that it's pointing down, so it's kind of, to me, you kind of lose like that it's a fork. And then the spoon, I really don't think the spoon fits. I don't like that part right there. But I also kind of do like this color scheme, like a green, earthy green. This font is kind of nice coupled with this font. Like, also, I just saw this one. This one is, I like this one. Cook with Care. It's very simple, but I think the font really helps them be unique. Well, this one's cool too. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of new ones that are actually kind of nice. That one is very nice. Take Your Cake. See, this is what I mean. Like, you can just get lost on Canva. This one's very simple. Black and white is, you can do black and white, that's fine. Me personally, I do like color. I make so many different versions of the things that I make. So I'll make usually a black and white one, but then I will add color wherever I can and make different color combinations. I do like this font mixed with this one. I think those go together really nicely, and I just like this font in general. This one's really basic. I don't like the hat. I mean, it makes this logo, it like makes it, but like, I'm not a fan of this one. This one is kind of like with the food character. This one could be nice for a YouTube channel, like if you could end up like animating the little character and like have your name instead of Borcel Catering, then you could have like your name. I don't know how to do that, and you would probably have to commission someone for like your custom drawing, but like this could be a cute like animated opening for a YouTube channel for cooking. I think that could be nice. So I just wanted to show it. We won't be like doing that today. We saw that one. This is an example of something that you could use for content other than your logo. So like, let's say you are doing a YouTube live stream of you cooking something and you kind of want to do like a bake along. This could like advertise it. You could take this picture and commission someone who has someone that you find that has like a nice art style that you like, or a similar art style to this if you like this, and give them this as a reference, and then be like, can you make that into me? So like, instead of these three random people, you have like your, if you're a VTuber, it would have your VTuber in there. If you're just yourself, then you could have like, you know what I mean? And then you could say like, your brand name, cooking class, or cook along, or something. You know, come up with your own creative name for the stream, and then like just all the information they would need, like what you're making, if you would need certain ingredients or something. You know, this is a really good example of something you could do for further content, and I just wanted to show that off. Here's another Mama's Kitchen. I like this font a lot. The color is also okay. We may lean into a buttery color. This one's okay. I like the font for this one. I saved this one for the font. There's something about having this font with this little background with this text. I think this looks really nice together. This, I know it's just like a chef hat. I don't like the chef hat route, okay? Which is fine if you do. That's totally fine. But I personally don't like it. This also looks kind of like a loaf of bread, like really overbaked and like fluffy. So maybe you could change it into that. I really love this font. I don't think it has nothing to do with cooking, but like I love this font, so I may have to end up trying it in our logo today. If you have a logo that you're really inspired by and you want to try using elements from it, whether it be a color, a font, or an icon, you're just gonna go ahead and open it like this, and you're gonna hit customize the template. It's gonna open in a new tab, and then you can either work directly from this template, or what I like to do is I just have my actual logo file open in a second tab, and then I'm going to click this, and you can either just look at the font and like come in here, add a text box and do it, or you can just simply copy it, go to your other tab, paste. Then you have the font there. If that's the only thing I was wanting from this, then I'll just close it. There's no point in keeping it open. We're going to just do that for everyone that we want something from. So this one, I also like the font. So we're going to, and ironically, I like the color of the font too. I think that is a really nice color. So we're going to copy again. Put that one there, and then we close this one. This one, I liked this color, so we're going to copy. When you're working in your logo file, feel free to just add pages and of like your ideas. There's nothing wrong with adding a ton of pages with a bunch of different resources. You can always just add, let's see, duplicate. So this is what I would do. I would duplicate, and then if I want my first page to only be my finalized logo, I will just delete these, and then you have your stuff on the second page. So then everything after page one can just be your ideas and things you pull from. This font. Oh, see? This is an example of your colors need to be cohesive with each other. If I want to keep this green background, I cannot have my text be this color. It is too hard to read. It looks like we didn't find that many icons to be inspired by. We just found fonts in one color that we could try. So now we want to look for things cooking related that maybe we're gonna further inspire ourselves. So you're just gonna hit the Elements tab on the side, and you're gonna type in cooking. And I always use graphics because these are gonna be like a better because if you do photos, it's gonna be like real life photos. And personally, I don't like using those. These are like more cartoony and more designer friendly. And we're just gonna do cooking right now as like a general to see if we like anything, and then we'll further go in. So we'll say like lettuce or so, you know what I mean? Like you could be more specific with your design if you have an idea in mind. So we have lots of cooking utensils, a recipe. That's interesting. I don't think any of the logos featured like a recipe type thing. That might be a nice idea, like not like using this exactly, but if we had like a piece of paper, because when you think of recipes, you either think of a cookbook or you think of a like an index card that your great grandma wrote a recipe on, you know what I mean? So that could be nice if you're into that aesthetic. I don't like the chef hat. Well, we'll come back to that. So then we just close this. We just close that off to the side so we can focus on our thing. Now we kind of need to figure out our name. So for this example, we're going to say, we could do something like, the first thing that comes to my mind is like Casey Cooks. So like Casey Cooks, or you could do Casey Cooks. Oh, sorry, you could do Casey Cooks, but that looks a little weird. If you're like so I kind of don't want to use that. We could go off the Mama's Kitchen thing, and we could do like, oh, what's a good name? We could just stick with Casey and do Casey. You could do Casey's Kitchen, but that maybe looks a little. That one looks like we just typed a bunch of random letters. Casey's. No, I don't like it. I like the alliteration, but I don't like the way it looks when you write it out. Casey Cooks is okay. I have to be honest, I cannot think of anything else, so we're gonna go ahead and go with Casey Cooks. We'll see what we can do with that. The font it's using is currently this one for the Mama's Kitchen. Casey Cooks is the Mom's Kitchen, which it looks okay. Let's go ahead and copy that one again, paste. Casey, Sorry, Casey Cooks. I actually really like this one. And like, I like on top and bottom instead of like, that doesn't look as good in this font. In my opinion. Let's try this one. Yeah, I'm not liking that one. And this one, oh my god, this. Get it on the green so I can see it. It's so, the spacing is horrendous. This is an okay option. Then we tried this font. This one's okay. How would it look? No, I don't like it like that. Okay, so this is what we're working with. This, let's rank them. I think this one's number 1, number 2, number 3 is this one, 4, 5. I think this one's out. Oh, that did not work. I think this one's out. I hate that one. So we're just going to delete that from our pull list. I really like this cake one. Okay, I'm set in stone. We have to do that one. So then, but we may use these other fonts as like a secondary font. Like this would be your main font, and then this could be your, like, if you have a secondary tagline. So like we could say Casey Cooks and then really good food. Like for a really basic example. I don't know if I would like keep it in the middle, because then it's like Casey really good food cooks. Like, you know, at the bottom, off to the side, something. Like you could have this as a secondary font if you wanted to. So now I'm just going to see if the color that we have down here that we pulled is going to look good with this color. It might not, but we will take a chance. So copy, paste. So this, it works, but I don't like the look of it. We're gonna take this color, hex code, and we're going to put it in here. We're going to lock it, and then we're gonna see what else could go with it. Greens and a gray. I don't like that. No. 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 I mean, I guess using black would make sense. How would this one look? We're gonna copy that one. And you're just gonna click the background color, and then you can either change it by clicking this and then pasting it in, or you could search the hex code and then it would come up. This one looks okay. Let's lock that one and see if we can find a different. This one's giving ketchup and mustard, which could be nice for cooking. But if we're going with a recipe type aesthetic, I don't know if it would work for that. So dark blue. This might actually be really cute together. All right, so we're going to duplicate this page just so it's easier. Click the color. Oh, it's cutesy. It's giving Valentine's. Okay. This is what we're going to do. The good thing about making your own logo is you can make as many as you want and like use them however you please. So I like this color scheme because it's like giving ketchup and mustard, it's giving hot dogs, it's giving cooking to me. And this one is so cutesy. Like if you're a girl who loves cooking and baking, this is it. This is the combo. So we have those colors saved. We have our pink, our red, and then our citron, yellowy mustard color. I'm going to keep this tab open because you will need it later for the next step when we create our brand kit. You will need these hex codes. Now that we have that, I honestly, this is so basic and it's just text, but I like it already. I love doing this. This is so fun for me. Okay, so then we're gonna go back to where we typed in cooking in our elements tab. Now, if we're gonna go with the recipe vibe, then we're just gonna type recipe. And it's gonna give us a bunch of items. And now I forgot to mention earlier, I do have Canva Pro. So I will be using probably a significant amount of pro features. If you do not have pro, there are a lot of options for you still in the like element section. Just be careful that you pay attention to the pro icon, and if you just not select something from it, it won't like automatically charge you for it. Like when you save your thing, it'll have a warning, but just as a thing, like, oh, if you see the little crown, just stay away from it. I'm not liking any of the vibes it's giving me right now. Like these are all like cookbooks and like some cartoon like pre-made recipes, which I don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in index card and see if that brings up. Okay, these they look decent. What's this one? That's just white. That's not an index card. And I kind of want like a dated look, like it's a recipe that your grandma gave you. Okay, then we can try old paper. These are maybe a little bit too dated. Old note. Okay, these are maybe better. Let's duplicate this page and see what that. It's okay. It doesn't look the best. Let's try this one, and then layers and the back. Okay, this one's kind of cute. It's like giving, you had to tape the little like receipt on, like, you know what this is giving? This is giving I'm at a hot dog stand and they had to tape my receipt to the little shelf so that they can see what they're making for me. That's what this is giving. I kind of like this one. I do wish there was more though. I don't know what we could add. I'm gonna come back and look at what we have. They have a cherry, silverware, chef hat, fork. Everyone has silverware. But I don't want silverware. I don't think that will fit. Since we can't think of anything right now, we're gonna come up with a second concept. We're gonna come up with a lot of concepts here, but I kind of want to see if these would look good added to the receipt type paper that we have going on. I feel like it's... I don't like that it just sits under it. We could do the middle thing, but I feel like it doesn't fit that well. And then it also is weird. It's like, Casey, really good food cooks. Can we do really good food? Oh, shoot. I went that in the line. Okay, then we would make this smaller. Change the spacing. Yeah, but then you can't read it. We could do copy that, paste. Sometimes Canva confuses me. Really good food. Middle. I think maybe we go to effects and we can change the shape. Maybe not that curved, but yeah, so it kind of like sits better with the font that we already have. And if we wanted to go even further, we break it down into effects, curve. How do we do it? Effects, curve. I kind of like that. It's not for everyone though. I don't, it's okay. I like how this one like plays into the font. This one, I'm not sure. Cause you could also just have it down here. Really good food. And then you would just highlight these, group it, and then move it to the middle. This is okay. I actually like this. Okay. And then, what were the other fonts we had? Yeah, no, I think this is the best font we have for it. And then we're gonna copy it, and paste it. Now, what we could do is also change the color to match. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. So if you group something on Canva and you click not the whole group, sometimes it changes just one piece of it, and that kind of annoys me, but it's fine. This is good. This is a good option. So we're just gonna delete that one. So this is our main one. So then you can also rename it YouTube logo version 1. And then you could just put version 2. We don't really need these anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. We could still try the recipe. I have like, I can see it in my head, but like there's no graphic that is it doesn't match them. This might work. Alright, copy, paste. For this one, we're gonna play with the spacing and see if we can, I think that's fine. You can still read it. The middle. I think with this one, we're gonna change the font. We're going to go with a more handwritten font. It kind of looks like, oh, we wrote this recipe. And I do have, when you hit the font selection, there is an option to upload fonts. So if you find free fonts online, Canva does have a lot of fonts you can choose from. But you know, there's sometimes where you have ones that you find online that you really want to try. So it's a nice alternative. We have this handwriting. That could be okay. I don't like that one as much. Oh goodness, definitely not that one. These are okay options. We're gonna see if the Canva handwriting has anything better. Mine will show up at the top because they're installed to Canva. I like this one. We're gonna try this one. I think what we're going to do is we're gonna group them and we're gonna give it like a tilt, like as if, and then ungroup so we can just edit this. It's tilted the same, but it kind of looks like I need to tilt it more. Maybe not. That's fine. If we go with this route, I guess we could just have like utensils, like a fork. The question now is, if we do this, we have to go for a more realistic look because this is a realistic piece of paper. I'm not seeing any realistic type, like nothing that would look similar. We're gonna go back to cooking and see if we can find anything that we can like put around the recipe. Well, you could also go a different route. We maybe don't need things around it. We could do like little, like if we're supposed to be giving off the vibe that we wrote this, then we could put like little drawings on the paper. You can maybe try having some steam coming out of, I think this one makes the most sense to try it. I'm not liking that, but we'll see. We could put a measuring cup on here. But is it gonna be too small to be in a logo? That might be true. I think it's too small. Another idea we could do is a plate. We'll try this font. Okay. Effects, curve. This one's gonna have to be that way. Now this might not work entirely. We may have to do like on the side. I think Cooks looks okay there. And then maybe we put Casey here. So effects, curve. If you click on a element in your design and you click it and just use the arrow keys, you can move it just a tiny bit in whatever direction your arrow key is going. Because sometimes when you're like clicking it and like dragging it, you don't get it as precise as you want it to be. I don't love it. And then I also don't know what we put in the middle. We'll just type food and see what maybe we could put in the middle. It would almost be funny if we could put like a YouTube logo, like, but in this same line art type of style. Like, I think that would be interesting. I don't like this, so we're just going to delete that one. If we were to go with this one, I would keep it the same color. So I think for the sake of the video, we're going to go with this. It's kind of basic, but that's the thing about making your own logos and like creating your own brand. You can always change it whenever you want. If you like, this is a very good starting point. And if in a few months you feel like you've outgrown it and like you can do better, then by all means go try to enhance it or change it completely. And then also we're going to create a third version of this. So we're going to duplicate, and then it's just going to be a white background so that we can have a transparent logo. Now it's time to create our brand kit. Using a brand kit is really helpful in Canva, and it's so easy to do. You do have to have Canva Pro for this. I think it's really worth having if you're creating a lot of graphics and a lot of content using Canva. So you're just gonna go to the side here and click brand. I will be honest, I did film like actually doing this whole thing, like showing you each step. But then I realized the mic was muted, so it's already done. So I'm just gonna go through and show you to the best of my ability without like just fully redoing it. All right, so here you can rename it. So I just named it Casey Cooks, so we know what we're doing. Here's where you upload your logos. So in order to get your logos here, you have to save your actual files to your computer first. So you have to come into your logo design and hit share on the top right corner, download. If you were to add them at first, or if you just need to add more, you just hit add new, upload logos, and I've already have them in a specified folder. So then you would just highlight them all, hit open, and then they would upload. Then you're gonna put your colors that you use in your designs. And this is why I kept the Coolers color palette tab open the entire time, because I just copied them straight from there. And then like if you wanted to add a new one, you just add new, and you can either just like pick one randomly, you know, if you're feeling quirky, or you can just go in with your pre-made hex code and copy it in. And then, but we don't need that one, so we're just gonna delete. And deleting is that easy. Just hover over it. This one, you would just do it that way. Then we have our fonts. You're going to click into your logo, figure out the name of your font, and then type it in, or find it here, and then save it. Whatever you type into here is going to be transferred to your design. So if I'm making a business card, it will it'll put main font / Casey Cooks. So then you just have to edit it to whatever you want it to say. And then we have our backup font for our third design that we had. Our brand voice is optional. You don't really need this if you're only doing graphic in Canva. But if you feel the need to put it there, you just make something. And then photos, these are like, from my understanding, this is if you're like making a brand kit for like a restaurant, for example. Then you would have pictures of like your restaurant, your menu, your recipes that you've created. And this could work for being a cooking YouTuber too. You could also put pictures of the things you have cooked on stream, like the end result. You could put that in here if you wanted to. Graphics and icons, kind of the same. If you used any graphics in your design that maybe is not saved to Canva, that isn't directly from Canva, maybe you had some picture that you took or something, then you could just like upload those here and have them at hand easily for other designs. And then if you need to make a chart for some reason in your content, you can just add colors. So I just added the 3 that we had up here. I personally don't use charts, so this one is also kind of optional. Yeah, you're done with that. It saves automatically. I'm going to show you how it actually works inside Canva. So we're going to go back to the Canva homepage, and we're going to do a business card, like I said. So you're going to click business card. You don't have to change anything to like start using your brand kit, or you can. You don't have to. But like if we hit brand, your brand kit is up and running. Okay, perfect. So we have this little drop down up here at the top. We could pick which brand kit we want at our hands. So we already have Casey Cooks equipped. So then you're gonna see it. You can either see it all right here. Oh, here's an example of the charts. Or you can just like, when we're adding text, it's all right here. Main font. So if we're making a business card, we kind of want our name to be on it. And like I said, everything that you have saved into the brand kit will pop up. So we're just going to delete the first part because we just need the second. So then you would put this wherever. Our secondary font, really good food. We're gonna make it smaller, longer, and then move it somewhere. We'll just put it there for now. We're not gonna actually like make a full on, but you get the point. Like, you have your fonts easily, so we don't have to add a text box and find a font that we used before, or like, it's just easily here for us. We want our business card to be a little different than our main logo, but still cohesive. So we're going to use the same colors and everything. We're just going to maybe change the order and how it looks. So instead of in our first logo, we have it as a red font. Maybe instead we do the pink as our font. So then right here, we have our color palette easily. We don't ever have to remember the hex code. We don't have to be like, oh, maybe it was kind of this shade of pink, or maybe it wasn't. We just have it right here, and it's so easy and it's so nice. And then this one, I will change it to match. I should have done that. We'll put the dots, the periods, and we're gonna space it out some. And we're gonna make it, well, not bigger, but I'm gonna add spaces. And do it like that. And then you're free to do whatever you want with it. It's just, your brand kit makes it really easy when you're creating content. That is my very non-professional, non-expert guide to branding yourself using Canva. I did this just for fun, and I use Canva for fun. I am in no way an expert or a graphic designer in any degree. It's just purely a fun hobby that I enjoy. I understand, like, the logo we made today is very basic, and it's very beginner friendly, I think. And I'm sure if you gave this logo to an actual graphic designer or logo maker, they would like point out a bunch of flaws and be like, well, it's not really that great, which is fine. Especially if you're just starting out, that's kind of what this is, who this is directed for. If you're just up and coming and you want to have fun and you just want to like do everything yourself, because maybe you don't have the budget to commission artists, this is a really good option. And yeah, I hope I could be of some assistance. And with that being said, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave some comments of like the ideas of how this logo could have been better. I personally, since I use Canva all the time and I'm always trying to improve, if anyone has any tips, just let me know. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.